Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to everyone. My name is Muhammad NAZRUL AFIQ bin Muhammad ZAMBRI. I'm from CAAD 241 Graphic Design. Today's date is Monday, 20th of November 23, and the time is 11:59 a.m. This is the recorded version of my presentative speech. As for today, I want to talk about ways to get out of your comfort zone. You might want to ask, what is comfort zone? Well, comfort zone is basically our safe hatch where it protects us against facing such a strengthening or maybe intense situation. Easy to say, it is a safe place for us where we feel nothing to worry about, or maybe we can be our true self because there's no one to judge us, right? You might want to ask, is it good? Is comfort zone good? Frankly said, for me, I would say that it is good, but it can do more harm than good on us. Talking about the future, I believe every one of us here have our own insecurities, right? As for myself, I have a lot of insecurities, but I do have a lot back then when I'm not getting out of my comfort zone. What I'm about to show you guys is the comparison between me and my old self. As you can see, I went on a weight loss journey which took me 3 years to get in this shape and state. If you ask me, 3 years might be long, but the thing is, I'm not giving up. Up until now, even though it takes long, doesn't mean it's impossible. I used to be just like normal people. I used to be scared. I used to be no self-confidence, always doubting myself. But those thing doesn't help me in any case because I'm sitting in my comfort zone too much, too long, that make it did something horrible to me. As you can see, my old self is I'm obese, like really obese, 155 kilograms, right? So frankly said, comfort zone is basically a condition where you already know the result of what you're doing. So deep down that time I know myself that I needed to change. Therefore, I try out to get out of my comfort zone. It's not an easy road to take, but believe me, there's where the magic happens. So if you're interested in my story, why not we together discover ways to get out of our comfort zone today? As for the first thing I would like to suggest is do the things you've always wanted to do. This is one of the point that I always did up until now, even though I might encounter it on my busy schedule, but I didn't left this thing behind because doing these things does leave you a great impact in your life. Does leave a great impact in your life. For example, you can do these three things. First of all, maybe go on a trip with your friend, like went on a public art show with your friend together. You might wanna ask me, if you love traveling, why does going on a trip help you getting out of your comfort zone, right? Well, it can be said that, like I said earlier, comfort zone is the condition where you know the outcome of your doing, right? But going on a trip, things might not go as planned, and you might face something occur or maybe something else during your trip. So in that intense moment, you are building your new self because you're facing such a threatening situation. Then I would like to suggest learning new skill. Learning new skill also is a way to get out of your comfort zone because it helps you to gain more knowledge. For example, maybe learn to repair a computer, motorcycle, or maybe surviving skill that will help you in the future needs. Who knows, right? We might not know what will happen to us in the future. So this kind of skill might comes in handy when the time comes. Then The last thing I would like to suggest is learning to play new instrumental. For example, maybe learning to play guitar, piano, and so on. The reason I suggested these 3 points is because there's a good benefits you will gain from doing this. For example, talking about going on a trip, of course, it does leave a wonderful memory. For example, those intense moments are normally the one that trigger the memory back, the whole memory back. So why don't, right? Why don't you do it? Then talking about the things you've always wanted to do. It must be some accomplishment that because you did it. And talking about accomplishment, it must also be something that you can be proud of because you did it. You accomplished it. After that, those learning playing guitar and piano might boost your self-confidence up. For example, if you run out to you walk around and you see unboarded guitar left alone and you think, oh, I can play this. See, that's self-confidence for you. Even though it's just you, between you and yourself, it still counts as self-confidence because you learn how to play and you know how to. And you talk to yourself that you know how to do it. That's self-confidence for you. And by doing all of this, of course, you will have less regret because you do the things that you've always wanted to do. So what are you waiting for, right? There's no right moment to start a thing. If you wanted to do those things, I suggest to you that start now, because there's no right time to start everything. As the infamous Chinese philosopher Lao Yu once said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So start now. As for my second point, I would like to suggest choose a fear and face it. This might sound really hard, and it is real hard, but believe me or not, it is the most important point and ways for you to get out of your comfort zone. This is because forcing to facing your fear l- does trigger something in you, because sometimes you might not know the potential you have in self right until you are challenged. For example, I might say joining a competition or even events that you're not confident with. As for myself, I did it also, and to be honest, I do feel scared and up until now. But it didn't make me feel something worse, because at least I tried and I give my best, and it does help build up my true self and build the vision of me that I really wanted to be. Then, if you're not confident or maybe too scared, you can start off with something small, something small like joining a public speaking, or maybe if you still not that confident yet, or maybe too scared of on that yet, you can practice it amongst your friend. You might wanna say like, what the use of talking with your friends? It's no different, right? No, even though talking with your friend might seem no different, believe me, while talking with your friend, it builds up your confidence more and more. I would like to suggest you to don't ever give up if you face failure. As you can see of myself, 3 years, right? Imagine how much failure I face, but I didn't stop. It doesn't mean that I have to stop on that. So don't give up. As Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, if you fail, never give it up, because fail means first attempt in learning. In conclusion, these are the actions that we need to take to get out of our comfort zone. This might be difficult, but without this, how can we truly know our full potential, right? We might sometimes sitting in our comfort zone too long make us don't realize our true self. By doing this, you might discover the version of you that you never know existed, or maybe you're unaware of. That it is for me. Thank you for lending your ear for me today. I hope to see you again soon. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.